Have you ever thought how often fear holds you back from reaching your full potential? We all experience fear. It's a universal emotion, as natural as breathing. Yet, it's often the culprit that keeps us locked in our comfort zones, preventing us from seizing opportunities and hindering us from achieving our goals. Today we delve into the fascinating world of fear and its profound impact on personal growth. We explore how this primal emotion, while designed to protect us, can sometimes limit us, stunting our development and restricting our progress. But fear, my friends, need not be the enemy. Its presence is not a signal to retreat, but a challenge to overcome. It's an invitation to grow, to expand, to conquer. It's a reminder that we are on the cusp of something greater, something that stretches us beyond our known capacities. Remember, fear is not a stop sign, but a stepping stone to success. Let's venture together into this empowering journey of overcoming fear and boosting courage. Fear manifests in many forms, and it's important to identify what's holding you back. Now let's delve into some of the most common fears that people grapple with and how they can impact our personal growth. First off, the fear of failure. This fear often comes from a place of self-doubt and insecurity. It creates a mental block that prevents us from taking risks or stepping out of our comfort zones. When we're afraid of failing, we're likely to avoid situations where failure is a possibility, thereby missing out on opportunities for growth and development. Next, the fear of rejection. This is a deeply ingrained fear that can be traced back to our primal need to belong. It can make us overly cautious and lead us to avoid situations where we might face criticism or disapproval. This fear can stifle our creativity, hinder our ability to express ourselves freely, and keep us from pursuing meaningful relationships or opportunities. Then we have the fear of change. Change is a natural part of life, but it can be terrifying. This fear can keep us stuck in unhealthy situations or prevent us from seeking new experiences. The fear of change can lead to stagnation, as we may resist evolving and adapting to new circumstances that could potentially enhance our lives. Finally, the fear of the unknown. This fear stems from our desire to predict and control our environment. The unknown is unpredictable, and that can be unsettling. It can lead us to make safe, predictable choices and avoid taking risks that could lead to growth and progress. These fears, while common, can have a profound impact on our lives. They can lead to missed opportunities, stagnation, and a lack of progress. They can keep us from reaching our full potential and from living a fulfilling, meaningful life. But here's the good news. It's possible to overcome these fears. It's not easy, and it won't happen overnight. But with understanding, patience, and persistence, we can learn to confront and conquer these fears. Understanding our fears is the first step to overcoming them, so let's take that first step together and embark on this journey towards courage and personal growth. Overcoming fear is possible, and it starts with your mindset. So let's dive into the first of our strategies to conquer fear, developing a growth mindset. This isn't something from a self-help book, but a well-researched psychological concept. A growth mindset, as coined by psychologist Carol Dweck, is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's the understanding that brains and talent are just the starting points, and that our true potential is unknown and unknowable. When we apply this to fear, it becomes a game changer. Instead of viewing fear as a wall, a growth mindset enables us to see it as a hurdle that we can leap over. Every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth and learning. Rather than shying away from what scares us, we lean into it, confident that we can adapt, learn, and ultimately overcome. Which brings us neatly to our second strategy, the practice of exposure therapy. Now, this may sound a bit clinical, but it's a principle you can apply in your everyday life. Exposure therapy is a technique used in psychology to help individuals confront and reduce fear and anxiety. It involves gradually and repeatedly exposing yourself to the feared situation or object, starting from a situation that's slightly challenging and working your way up to more difficult situations. The idea is that through repeated exposure, you'll start to realize that the outcomes you fear are either highly unlikely, or that even if they do happen, you're more than capable of handling them. This process helps to rewire your brain to reduce the fear response over time. Think of it as building a muscle. The more you flex it, the stronger it gets. The more you face your fears, the less power they have over you. It's not about eradicating fear completely, but about gaining control over it and not letting it control you. A growth mindset and exposure therapy are powerful tools to conquer fear. Scene script. Continuing with our strategies, let's focus on visualization and positive affirmations. Now, onto strategy 3, visualization. Imagine yourself in a situation that scares you, but with a twist. You're handling it like a pro. You're calm, confident, and in control. This is the power of visualization. It's like a rehearsal for your mind, a practice run for the real deal. The more you visualize yourself succeeding, the more your brain gets used to the idea of success. It begins to believe in your capability to overcome the fear, and when the time comes to face the fear, your brain, having been through it countless times in your mind, will be less intimidated. You'll find yourself reacting with less fear and more confidence. Moving on to strategy 4, positive affirmations. Words, especially the ones we tell ourselves, hold immense power. They can shape our thoughts, our feelings, and ultimately our actions. Positive affirmations are statements that we repeatedly tell ourselves to challenge and overcome negative thoughts. They are not just wishful thinking. They are declarations of truth that we choose to believe about ourselves. Think of a fear you have. Now create a positive statement that contradicts this fear. For example, if your fear is public speaking, your positive affirmation could be, "I'm a confident and engaging speaker." Repeat this affirmation to yourself regularly. Write it down. Say it out loud. Stick it on your mirror. Make it your phone's wallpaper. The more you affirm this positive belief, the more you'll start to believe it. And when you believe it, you'll act on it. Remember, fear is not a sign of weakness. It's a natural human response to the unknown or perceived danger. But it doesn't have to control you. By using strategies like visualization and positive affirmations, you can train your brain to respond to fear with courage and confidence instead of panic and avoidance. Visualization and positive affirmations can be your secret weapons against fear. Once fear starts to loosen its grip, it's time to boost your courage. This isn't about becoming fearless overnight. No, it's more like a journey, a progression, a climb up a mountain. And like any good climb, it starts with setting small, achievable goals. Imagine you're standing at the foot of a towering peak. You wouldn't just try to leap to the top in a single bound, would you? No, you'd plan your route, set up base camps, and take it one step at a time. The same principle applies to boosting courage. Start by setting small goals that challenge your fear, not ones that send you running for the hills. If you're afraid of public speaking, don't sign up for a keynote address. Start with a short speech in a safe environment, like a toast at a family dinner. Once you've set your goals, the next step is to celebrate your small victories. This is crucial because each victory, no matter how small, is a step towards overcoming your fear. Celebrate these moments, savor the feeling of achievement. It's like fuel for your courage. Each victory accumulates, building upon the last, and before you know it, you've climbed a significant portion of your mountain. Lastly, surround yourself with positive influences. It's hard to boost your courage when you're constantly being pulled down by negativity. Find those who inspire you, who uplift you, who encourage you to become the best version of yourself. This support network can be a powerful tool in boosting your courage. It can serve as your safety rope, helping you climb higher and higher, even when the going gets tough. Remember, boosting courage is not about eliminating fear entirely. It's about learning to push through fear, to keep moving forward despite the uncertainty. It's about becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable and finding the strength to face your fears head-on. Boosting courage is about taking small steps towards big victories. Overcoming fear is not a one-day process, but a journey. A journey that requires you to face your fears head-on, to understand them, and to seek strategies to conquer them. We've explored the common fears that can often hinder personal growth and the practical steps to combat them. From acknowledging your fear to using visualization techniques and seeking support, each strategy is a tool in your arsenal to boost your courage. But remember, friends, this journey is not a sprint, but a marathon. Perseverance, patience, and a positive mindset will be your companions along the way. The path may be fraught with obstacles and setbacks, but each step you take, each fear you conquer, brings you closer to the person you aspire to be. This journey towards courage is one of transformation, growth, and ultimately, triumph. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Now that you've learned how to overcome your fears, It's time to put these strategies into practice. Don't just watch and forget. Implement these techniques in your everyday life. We encourage you to start small, take that first step, and gradually build up your courage. And remember, don't be hard on yourself if progress seems slow. Remember, it is a marathon, not a sprint. We'd love to hear about your journey. Share with us in the comments below. Tell us about your fears, the strategies you've used, and how they've worked for you. Your experiences could inspire and help others who are on the same journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We have a lot more insightful content coming your way, and we'd love to have you as part of our community. Remember, the only thing standing between you and your goals is fear. Overcome it and unlock your potential. Until next time, keep pushing, keep growing, and keep conquering your fears. You've got this.